Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised. Ready for something outrageous? A retired biker's comeback is a smashing success. A motorist says goodbye to his clean driving record. A snowboarder forgets to look before he leaps. And a Daredevil's new stunt isn't such a hot idea if it's off the wall and it's on tape. Then it's all here. It's totally outrageous behavior.
Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Durgan and welcome to Totally Outrageous Behavior, the show that breaks all the rules except one. We've got to show you the most outrageous videos in the world, and when we do that, everybody's a winner. So sit back, relax, and let the games begin. This is professional motocross racer Lowell Draper.
I don't race anymore.
Sorry, this is retired professional motocross racer Lowell Draper. So what is he doing out here on the course with these youngsters?
I felt like I had to get back on the horse and ride it again.
Unfortunately, Lowell's too tired to keep up with the kids.
When I got back into it, I think I was already over the hill.
That's for sure. Not only is he over the hill, he's over the fence and bouncing off the windshield of a truck.
I did extensive damage to the hood. I broke the windshield, took the mirror off and scratched his window. Hey, happens.
Well, you're never too old to learn a valuable lesson.
My racing days are over.
Yeah, no kidding. When you're out on the road, you never know what you're going to run into or what's going to run into you. This landscaper is so busy cutting down a palm tree that he's not paying attention to the passing cars. Timber! Bet the driver didn't see that coming. Thanks to this careless tree cutter, the car's now got a trunk in the back and the front. There are a few basic rules for pool safety. No running, no swimming after eating, and absolutely positively no piggyback rides on the diving board. These three friends are getting ready to do a diving trick. They position themselves carefully. But as two of them dive into the water, their partner takes a dive through the fence. Looks like his arm's okay. Next time these amateur acrobats want to make a splash, they should stick to the kiddie pool. There's only one place more dangerous than an airport runway, a fashion show runway. This supermodel has all the right moves. And a few of the wrong ones. This sauntering beauty takes one step too many and walks right off the end of the stage. Not surprisingly, all the men in the house rush to her rescue. This model thought she was on the path to stardom. Too bad she got off on the wrong foot. Don't go away. As long as I don't fall off this stage, we'll be right back with more totally outrageous behavior.
Coming up, a chimney sweep gets carried away with his work. Plus, a bride and groom special day goes bust. And later, a reporter's big story throws him for a loop. When totally outrageous behavior continues. Did you miss me?
Did you ever have to dig your car out of the snow? Well, that's not nearly as bad as having to dig yourself out of the snow. Stephen James is going to snowboard off a 38-foot cliff. And he's thought the undertaking through very carefully.
Oh yeah, he said, you know, screw it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna jump this cliff.
Good plan. If you're trying to get stuck in the snow.
I fell back into the hole upside down. The snow came and fell on top of me and buried me.
Luckily, he has friends nearby. Unfortunately, they're too busy laughing to come save him.
I was under for about 2.5 minutes. It took forever, and still they weren't there.
Finally, his rescuer arrives on the scene, and before long, Stephen James is free.
What happened, James?
All the snow came back on top of my head, but I couldn't get air in my mouth.
That sucks, dude. I don't mean to laugh, but it's funny.
You bet it is.
That sucks, dude.
Reality TV has made it possible for anyone to become a star overnight. Well, almost anyone. This girl dreams of being the next pop princess. So she's making a video for a TV talent show. Move over, Brittany. A new star is on the rise. And it looks like her dog wants to get in on the act too. But this young starlet plans to go it alone. And apparently Fido doesn't like that idea. Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go. This girl's video probably won't make her a star. And as far as Fido is concerned, that's a relief. You've all heard of a bridal shower? Well, now it's time for a bridal bath. It's the happiest day of this young couple's life. But as they and their guests head towards the floating ballroom across the bridge, it collapses beneath their feet. And now instead of walking down the aisle, they're walking the plank. Guess they should have cut down the guest list. The ushers quickly help the family to safety and get the bride and groom to dry land. As stranded guests are rescued in a lifeboat and their wedding gifts float downstream, at least these newlyweds can say their big day went swimmingly. Home repairs. For some, a fun hobby. For others, a disaster. And for us, a great source of outrageous videos. This man is going to clean the snow out of his chimney. And to make sure that he doesn't slip off the roof, he puts a rope harness around his waist. But he made one little mistake. He tied the other end to a car. Hey! And this genius forgot to tell the car's owner. Hey, I'm in! Finally, the driver notices his extra cargo and stops the vehicle. But this guy found out the hard way that if you don't plan your work carefully, you can get taken for a ride. Hey, I'm in! I think that guy just invented a new winter sport. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more totally outrageous behavior.
Up next, a first-time truck racer flips out. Plus, an elephant thinks this reporter could use a shower. And later, a wannabe stuntman's big moment goes down in flames when totally outrageous behavior returns.
to totally outrageous behavior. These hunters never imagined that the scariest thing they'd encounter in the wilderness would be an airplane pilot. Shep Brown is an avid hunter. He and his buddies are at the end of a week-long caribou hunt in the remote Alaskan wilderness. And this tiny plane is their only way back to civilization.
It was a makeshift Mother Nature's runway that we had to use.
This is kind of coming at us here. This could be scary.
Seems the pilot is having a little trouble with the landing.
He bounced too hard. He bounced right over the hill.
Didn't start it early enough.
So the determined airman tries again. And takes out a tree.
Did it really? Yeah.
Oh well, third time's the charm.
Whoa, where the hell's he going? Ooh.
The pilot overshoots the landing, so he drives over to Shep and the gang. But are they really going to get on board this thing after watching it crash land 3 times? They sure are. The brave hunters take their chances and buckle up. And they're off. But not for long.
As the wing hit the top of the tree and we started cartwheeling, it just seemed like everything was just in slow motion, and it was unreal that this thing was really happening.
Well, what did they think was going to happen?
Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Thankfully, no one is hurt, although they are slightly annoyed.
Yeah.
That tree. That tree? Oh, you hit a tree?
Yeah.
Gee, what a surprise. But in spite of this harrowing incident, Shep's not one to hold a grudge.
The pilot was apologetic. He tried to do everything he could to make the incident so that it was not a bad memory in our life.
Hopefully, someone will jog Shep's memory the next time he decides to wing it with this airplane. These shipbuilders should have cracked the champagne after they built the boat, not while they were designing it. It's the maiden voyage of this cargo ship. Newly restored at great expense, she takes to the water with ease. As the proud shipbuilders watch their hard work set sail, they give a cheer, and the vessel takes a bow. This engineer suddenly realizes that his calculations were a little off. Looks like this ship's first trip out will also be its last. And as for the designers of this vessel, let's just say they're in deep water. Mud is supposed to be very good for your skin. And this next guy, he's gonna be glowing. This man took a wrong turn in his four-wheeler, and now all 4 wheels are stuck in the mud. His friend offers to tow him out. But when the driver puts the pedal to the metal, he and his dog are showered with a major geyser of muck. Looks like he's in a sticky situation. Gee, maybe if he floors it. Nope. Finally, the man accepts defeat and puts a stop to the dirt volcano. But after his 4-wheeling fiasco, this driver's name is Mud. They say that no news is good news, but here's some news that's just plain bad. This up-and-coming TV reporter is attempting to walk on water by demonstrating this new inflatable pool toy. It works like a giant hamster wheel. But maybe he should have gotten a hamster to show him how to use it. This newsman can't even walk. Sure hope he can swim. He thought his career in television was on a roll. But it looks like he'll have to throw in the towel. This German newsman is doing a story on elephant hygiene. And as the zookeeper gives him tips on how to properly clean the animals, this elephant decides it's the reporter who needs a bath. And just in case he missed a spot, Jumbo unloads his trunk again. Now it's the zookeeper's turn to take a shower. Too bad these guys aren't wearing their trunks. Because when it comes to appearing on television, this elephant likes to keep it clean. This next video was sent to us by totally outrageous viewer Tom Ferber. Tom's an off-road truck racer, and after this little mishap, he may want to stay off the road for good. Tom Ferber and his truck puddle jumper are competing in a big off-road rally. But Tom has never done anything like this before.
This race course was the first race I've been at, the first time I've ever driven the truck itself.
Nice job, that's puddle jumper.
There was mud and some jumps and stuff there, things that I wasn't used to.
Maybe he should have thought about taking a practice run.
That's it. Okay, early drivers out there.
About 2/3 of the way up, there was a bump, which kicked the back of the truck up and sent it flying over.
We'd like to get him up here for a short interview after he goes and changes his pants.
Looks like Tom's first race didn't quite live up to his expectations.
I thought I was going to go out there and show everybody how it was done.
He showed him all right.
Coming up next, a Daredevil's all fired up about his hot new stunt on totally outrageous behavior.
Welcome back to Totally Outrageous Behavior. You're just in time for our most outrageous clip. It's about a bike-riding daredevil who really knows how to light up the night. Ladies, say hello to Mr. Inferno. For 15 years, Brian Concanon, aka Mr. Inferno, has been setting himself on fire and jumping from high places. And tonight's jump off the roof of these public restrooms should be the highlight of this amateur daredevil's career. But the police might have something to say about that.
As soon as the police turned up, I should have canned it straight away. When I saw the police approaching, I decided to rush it.
Bright idea.
That was a bad mistake because I wasn't properly set up. The ramp wasn't at the required height. The bike wasn't in the right gear. I didn't have the required speed to make the landing pad.
And if that's not bad enough, Brian can't put out the flames.
But I didn't expect to be on fire quite as long as I was.
Get in the tub, get in the...
Mr. Inferno was on fire for a full 30 seconds.
I did what the policeman told me to and laid down, and he quickly doused me with a bucket full of water. I basically want to give the advice, don't try this at home. I feel really stupid that I went ahead with it.
And what are Brian's plans for the future now that the stunt has gone so spectacularly wrong?
I want to do one that goes spectacularly right.
Good luck! You know, when I see that kind of irresponsible behavior, it just burns me up. Speaking of which, we've burned through tonight's supply of totally outrageous behavior. But don't you worry, I'll be back next time with more of the most outrageous videos in the world. Good night, everybody.